There are various types of figure of speech, but let's start with the basic ones. The first one is simile. From the word simile, we have similar. So we look at two things that look alike, right? We compare two things that are similar. For example, in school, you try to make fun of your friend and you say, your head, look at your head like coconut. Your head, see your coconut head. Look at your coconut head. Or you say that your head looks like coconut. Or you say she talks like a parrot. That is what? Simile. You compare two things with use of like or as. Like or as. The first example we gave in our last video, we said Ade is as tall as an Iroko tree. Ade, a human being, is as tall as an Iroko tree. What do we do there? We compared two different things there. What is that? At this height, right? And the height of what? Of the Iroko tree. That is simile. How do you identify similes? You identify simile through the use of what? As or like. Now let's look at more examples of simile. Now the best way to generate examples yourself is just to compare something to another thing, right? So if you say Mr. Okafor talks like a parrot, for example. Mr. Okafor talks like a parrot, right? Mr. Biola runs like a cheetah. Now, what are we doing there? We are comparing the fact that cheetah runs fast, right, to Mr. Okafor. You see, Adiola plays like Messi. What is that? That's simile. So simile is when we compare two things with use of what? Like or as. Now let's look at this example. Let's look at this example. So if I say Adiola likes eba and fufu. Adiola likes eba and fufu. What figure of speech is that? Is that simile? Because there is like there, right? Adiola and Okafor like eba and fufu. Do we call that simile too? That's not simile. Now, it is not simile because simile is comparison. Do we compare anything there? We said Adiola and Okafor like eba and fufu. Do we compare anything there? Of course not. We do not compare anything, and that makes it. That's why it is not simile, right? So we say it looks like our mother. Of course, we are comparing her to our mother. She talks like our mother. Of course, that is what simile. So that's simile. So simile is the direct comparison between two things. The direct comparison between two things. The use of like or as. The direct comparison. So if I say he's as black as charcoal, for example, right? I'm as black as charcoal. That's simile, right? Let's look at more examples. I said he talks like a parrot. She's as black as charcoal. What again? He's as gentle as a dove. He's as dirty as a pig. Now that is as, right? Now let's look at like. He talks like a parrot. She speaks like a mother. He plays football like Messi, or he plays football like Ronaldo. Those are simile. So that is what simile is. Simile is the comparison between two things with the use of like or as. Now do not forget that simile is a direct comparison. What we are comparing, we know that we are actually comparing. So I want you to do this. Drop your examples in the comment section. Please try to do it yourself. Just look for two things and just compare the two things together. Things are not even similar. Just try and compare those two things together. Maybe you see a phone is as hot as this phone. That's simile. Is as gentle as Morenike. That's simile. She she walks like a tortoise. That's simile. Okay. I'm moving to the next one, which is metaphor.